Coffee cup before the day begins. Slow go, stay a while, slow it all back down. Time is still and there's nowhere to be. Birds are talking outside, giving space for the words we hold inside to come out. So stay a while and slow it all way back down. consistent like pouring. Keep it like a picture frame. So stay.
After leaving Uji, we will be stopping at every station.